Higher education has changed dramatically in the post-pandemic world. Much of the traditional university experience has now transitioned to virtual online classrooms. While the use of Zoom and other technologies was only ever meant to be a temporary substitute for in-person learning, it's now looking more and more like a permanent state of affairs. And if this is the case, then we need to concede that something vital is missing from online education, namely real, unmediated, back and forth conversation. Since the time of Socrates, educational theorists have understood the pedagogical centrality of conversation. The very concept implies an awareness of others and the necessity of listening. The skills involved in having a good conversation should be considered an essential part of what all university students need to learn. For the purpose of a genuine discussion is not to win an argument, nor to score points in a debate, but to understand the perspective of others. Like genuine scientific inquiry, dialogue does not have predetermined objectives. Its outcome is determined only by the differing interests and interactions of the participants. Conversations require mastery of the quiet virtues, such as listening attentively and respectfully, tolerating views which differ from our own, and being gracious to those with whom we are conversing. Conversations are unrehearsed and thus unpredictable. Receiving an education from a screen and a book, on the other hand, is entirely predictable. And when lectures become overly rehearsed, there is always the risk that a professor sees himself or herself as a star, as the sage at center stage, rather than as a teacher whose primary role is to engage with students. Given the recent trend in universities to indoctrinate students into the fashionable orthodoxies of the day, dialogue can be seen as an effective antidote. True dialogue makes fanaticism and dogmatism impossible. Aristotle said that on important matters we undertake deliberation in common with others, distrusting ourselves as inadequate to make decisions. Nowhere is this adage more critical than in higher education. There are a great many benefits that arise from having to look our interlocutors in the face, understand what they're saying, and respond to them in a meaningful and civil fashion. We should not be so quick to abandon it. For C2C Journal, this is Patrick Keeney,